Thanks for calling Greenfield Pest Control. This is Jamie. How can I help you today?
I actually have a cockroach problem at my house.
I can get you in around 10:30.
Believe it or not, that was not a real receptionist. That was an AI I built for a pest control company. In this video, I'm going to go step by step on how you can build it for yourself and for your business. In my last video, we did an AI audit for a pest control company that was losing roughly $40,000 a year based off the number of missed calls he had every day. Today we're going to build that fix. We're going to be using GoHighLevel, Retell for our voice agent, and we're going to do it from start to finish so you can copy every step. So just a quick Google search. We know that local service businesses are usually missing around 25 to 40% of inbound calls, and multiple factors go into that. It could be a lunch break. It could be all the service team members are busy on jobs, or it could even be after hours. The business owners I talk to at first don't really see a problem with it, and they don't really understand the full basis of what a missed call actually means for them. A lot of times they think just a missed call is a missed call. They'll call me back. They reached out once, they'll do it again. But we know that a lot of times a missed call isn't just a lost call. Unfortunately, it's a missed customer. A quick Google search also says that 80% of people who call don't leave voicemails. So what actually happens to them? Are they just going to call you and then give up? No. If they're not going to leave a voicemail, chances are they're going down to the next person on Google list, someone else that they like, that they see interest in, and give them a call. And it will continue to happen until someone answers and they earn their business. So in my last video, I had an audit for a pest control company. One of the things that we pointed out was the number of calls that he was getting throughout the day. I did a little calculator to show exactly how much revenue or income you can really generate from these missed calls based off the research and the numbers that we found from Google. And the average ticket for his jobs is around $270. Give or take, you're around $39,500 to $40,000 a year. So here's the fun stuff, the stack. How we're going to be building these AI agents, how we're going to connect it to our CRM, and which one I'm going to use, and we're going to do all of this with no code. But as we can see with our no code stack, we're going to have our customer calls, after hours, on the job, during lunch. We're going to use Retell to answer those calls, and that's the AI agent that talks. It's going to ask the right questions, it's going to get people's information, and ideally, if the customer wants, they're going to book an appointment. We are going to be using GoHighLevel. This is what's going to connect with Retell and our voice agent, handle our calendars, our text messaging, and it's going to be our CRM that handles all the customer information. As the owner, you're not going to have to do anything. You'll get notified when you have a call come in from the voice agent, but other than that, once it's built, you're good to go. Okay, so now that we kind of gone through the stack a little bit and how we're going to build this and the tools we're going to use, let's get into the good stuff and actually start building this. So once you sign up with Retell, you're going to be here in the dashboard, and on the left here is where you see your agents. So here's where your agents will be. These are templates. This one I already clicked into but haven't started yet, and so we're going to actually use that one. But you can see there's different options. Your phone numbers, where you can buy phone numbers to use for your agent, analytics, things like that. So let's dive in here. I'm just going to call it pest just so I know which one we're doing. From here you can choose which model you want. I'm just going to keep it to default GPT 5.1 for now. Here's where you choose the actual voice that you want. So
Hi, I'm Simo, an AI voice agent for Retell AI.
Okay, not bad.
This is your AI assistant from Retell. Always on, always ready to deliver consistent and...
Not my favorite.
Hey, I'm your virtual assistant.
Super nasally.
This is your AI assistant from Retell. Always on, always...
Alright, let's try Bryn. Good on defaults. So for setting this up, we're just going to use the single prompt voice agent and not the conversation flow. That goes a little bit more in depth, and we just want to be super simple right now so we can get this set up quick. And we're going to use Claude just to set up our prompt as well, so we don't have to do this manually. We're going to call this Green Shield Pest Control just because I don't want the actual client's business to be out there without his permission. And then I'm going to go back and change this out later. But we're just going to do a simple prompt here. The agent a name and give her some persona attributes, friendly. Etc. We'll see how this. So this is actually something we can do to actually speed up this process, is create a Claude skill, have it ask us some questions about the business, some personas, some guardrails. That way we can just add that information in every time we have a new client being set up with a prompt, and then it would automatically set this prompt up for us for the agent. So here's our initial one. It has the identity, guardrails, response guidelines, task instructions, which we might not need, but we can just go ahead and copy this. Now we go over to Retell, just paste this in. I'm going to come down here. It has our custom variables for our name and phone number, so we can capture that information. The problem with our pest issue, urgency, greetings. Actually, this is a custom field. We can actually add this in here. We want the AI to speak first. Normally when someone calls a business, the person that's answering is going to speak first. So we're going to do a custom message, and we can just actually paste that in there. Now this is where we're going to come down to our functions. This will be updated once we connect this to our GoHighLevel account. Knowledge base. This is actually where we can add all of the information for the business within here. So if we don't have any, you can add some right here. I already have their website connected as a knowledge base, so we can either add that or add a new one. We can do a quick test.
Thanks for calling Green Shield Pest Control. This is Jamie. How can I help you today?
Retell makes it really easy for someone to go in and do this on their own, even if you have no tech skills, which is what I love about it. And next we're just gonna figure out how we can connect this Retell account to our GoHighLevel account and make sure all the bookings and everything like that are working seamless. Okay, so now we're over here in GoHighLevel. There are different ways actually to connect Retell and our GoHighLevel account, but today, to make it really simple, that way our voice agent can actually update appointments and calendar invites and things like that, is we're going to use Simpana. So at first this is not going to be showing up. You need to come out to the marketplace and type in Simpana, which I already have installed, but you would just click install, give the page a refresh, and you should see it here. We're obviously using Retell, so it's right here. When you do add your connection for the beginning, you're gonna have an API key. So it should send you a link to API keys directly to Retell. If not, the best way to do it is to go down into your settings and then go to API keys. I just have one right now, but in good practice, you can add an API key here. Since I already have one, I'm just gonna leave that there. So when we add the connection, this is where you would name it. This is the agent, so ours was pest. In Retell, once they're connected, they would all show here. Choose the calendar that we wanted. Mine was the appointment booking that I set up. That was inbound numbers. So these numbers actually need to be bought on Retell. So when we're in Retell, when you go to phone numbers, these will be the numbers that you need to buy within Retell. I would use Twilio over Telenix. So I have two numbers there. I already have this set up, but you would choose your numbers here. Do add all of the hooks that you want it to do. I'm going to leave all those. Here is our global variables. And then you just hit create connection. So as you can see, mine's here. And if I edit it, you can see pest control agent, appointment booking, inbound, have that number. Everything is set up. Make sure that's updated. And I try not to go through this too fast, but if you have any questions or you're getting stuck, please reach out in the comments and I'd be happy to help. So once we get the Retell and GoHighLevel connected together using Simpana, there's a lot of different things we can do, like set up automations, which I did a simple one already actually. Actually takes the outcome from the call. It either creates or updates the contact information from the caller, adds an appointment to the calendar. I then have a step to send an email confirmation to the customer, as well as a text message, and then also send another text message that will go to the owner so he can get a text message confirmation that someone has been booked, and he will also see that in the calendar when it's connected. Well, once we have this connected, we can go back into Retell and we can actually see our function should get updated with the correct things for our agent. So now let's actually test this thing to see how it works.
Thanks for calling Greenshield Pest Control. This is Jamie. How can I help you today?
Hi Jamie, I was wondering what service you guys offer. I actually have a cockroach problem at my house.
All right, thanks for calling in about that. Cockroaches are definitely something we can help with. We do general cockroach treatments as well as more detailed work for German roaches in kitchens and bathrooms. Real quick, before we go further, what's your name? And is this the best number to call you back on in case we get disconnected?
My name's Julio, and yes, this is the right number.
Okay, thanks Julio. We handle cockroach problems all the time, including German roaches in kitchens, with treatments that focus on where they're nesting and moving. Are you mostly seeing them in the kitchen and bathrooms, or are they all over the house?
I've seen them mostly in my garage and in the back patio.
Got it. Thanks, Julio. Seeing them in the garage and patio is really common. We can do an exterior and garage-focused treatment to knock them down at the source and then help keep them from moving inside. The best way to know exactly what's going on is to have a technician come out and take a look. Want me to find a time that works for you?
Yes, that would be amazing.
Sure thing. Since it sounds like you're ready to get someone out, what's the address where you're seeing the roaches in the garage and back patio? For the visit, we'll note cockroaches mainly on the back patio. Does this feel urgent, like as soon as we can get there, or is sometime later this week okay?
If you have tomorrow available, that would be great.
All right, we do have openings tomorrow. I can get you in around 10:30 a.m., 11, or 11:30. Which of those works best for you?
Do you have any around 10?
Yeah, we can get close to that. The earliest I'm seeing is 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. Would that time work for you?
Yeah, that works.
Got it. We'll set you for tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. All right, I've got that saved, Julio. We've got you booked for a cockroach treatment at, and you'll get a text with the details at. You're all set? Anything else I can help you with today?
That should do it. So I mean, as you can see, that worked pretty well. It sounded pretty natural to me. Didn't cut me off, didn't do anything weird. We can definitely make some tweaks to things that we want to update. And some people might think that's an AI voice agent, right? But there are a lot of automated voicemail systems and things like that, and I think that sounds better than those. So we can come here and check our calendars, appointment booking calendar. That was from a different test I was doing. And we got one here. What I've run into building these agents for service business owners is sometimes they're a little hesitant, right? So I actually set up a couple demos of different agents that they can call with different service types so they can see and interact with them and know how they're working. Obviously, not every call is going to be someone that's just ready to book or they just have questions or shopping around. It could be angry customers, it could be spam calls that are getting through, it could be existing customers that need to reschedule or just need to find an owner. But to have a tool like this that is there and capable of saying, hey, I got your information, I will let the owner know, I can give you a call back. I never pitched to an owner that this should replace them or any of their team members. But the ones that we've had set up in the past few months with implementing this into our business, they've loved it so far. They've noticed more calls and more appointments booked. They're actually missing a lot more calls than they anticipate and actually are retaining and getting new customers almost every day. And that's the goal of it. So even if an owner or a business already has a receptionist, this doesn't necessarily have to replace them. It can be an addition to on certain hours, after hours. But if it's something that an owner or a business doesn't have, this is a great tool to implement that's going to be far less than paying an actual human. So you can keep your budget down, but also continue to get more business. Let me know if you thought this video was helpful, and if you have any questions throughout any of these steps, please don't hesitate to reach out. And if you need or want to test something like this out for your own business, you already know what missed calls could be costing you, and if you don't, we can also do an AI audit for your exact business. Thanks again for checking it out. I'm Drew, and I hope to see you on the next one.